being here. It's very beautiful. The album is finally out, so I can talk freely about the songs. Thank you for your beautiful art. We got time for a few questions, and then I'm gonna do the thing that I will be better. Yeah. No? As you can see, I'm not very good at talking. So if you have questions, I'll be glad to answer. Yes, you look faster than everybody.
Hi, my name's Alba. I wanted to ask about my favourite song on the album, which is Solitude. I wanted to
Great
ask
choice.
I wanted to ask if you could talk a little bit about what you were feeling at that time. What do you feel that nobody understands about you, and why you decided to make this the last time?
Rather than like what people don't understand about me, it's more about like I don't really need to be completely understood anymore. It's like I knew that with the record, a lot of like talking was gonna come of why did I do it, the relationship with the band, etc., etc., etc. And I know that I don't have the time and the energy to answer everybody these questions, and so the song it's a way to say like you don't really need to know why I did it, because I know it, I know where it comes from, I know the reason of everything, and so I don't really need everybody to understand it. It's a way to say I did it for me. Thank you. Another
During the process of the album, did you have any fear that want to make you stop writing the album and tell no, I'm not gonna do it?
I never got to the point where I was like, no, I don't want to do it anymore, I'm gonna quit, but there's been moments where I was like, am I gonna make something that I like? I started thinking like, are people gonna like it? Is it gonna be as big as I expect? Bigger? Am I ready? Am I not ready? Am I capable? Like, of course, there was a lot of self-doubting going on. And then we got some fucking masterpieces.
How did they collaborate?
I'm sorry, behind.
Oh, sorry.
But right after.
Thank you. So what was the writing process like for this album, and how does it differ from any of the other projects you might have worked on?
With the band, we started playing together when I was 14 and they were basically 12. So it's like not basically they were 12. So we developed our taste together regarding to the band, and so we never really had to have discussions about discussions about like how this album is gonna sound, what's gonna happen, because we knew that even if we just got into the studio and started improvising, we would have been all on the same track, because we knew the band identity. Well, in this case, I know my identity, but I also know that I like doing pretty much everything with music, and I didn't want to make like a weird album that makes no sense. So it was a lot about like finding the sound that could be like organic and make sense in the whole record. That there's like songs that don't sound anything like what's on the record, and it's not that I like them less, it's just like in this moment I felt more attracted by this kind of stuff. But I would say half of the time I spent writing songs was about finding what I want to do in the rest of the record.
Thank you.
Thank you. How did the collaborations come about with Sophie and David? Like, was there like specific songs that you thought that they should feature on, or what was the kind of process with them?
Yeah, no, I only sent them the songs they ended up being on. When I write songs, there's a lot of happening, of course, all the time, and I think about visuals, and I think about also already about how could I collaborate with, and like especially with the Bruce, it was born as a duet, so I knew that I really wanted someone to be on it, and for how the song was written, I really needed something in that style, etc., etc. And so I thought about her, sent her the song, and she liked the song, thank God. And same with David, it's like Tangerine. It was sounding a little different at the beginning, then we reproduced it, and it made me think about what he was doing in that moment. I follow him, like I like his stuff, so it's also like a good thing to work with people you like.
Exactly, yeah. It's a compliment for you as well that they want to collab.
And also like I like the idea of doing collaborations because it gives that playful feeling to music that is kind of what I'm researching. Like I primarily want to have fun while I'm doing music, so thank you.
Hi, Damiano. What's your favorite song of the album, if you have it?
Like it's hard to decide because it's like, who's your favorite friend? But but I don't know. In this moment, like Angel, I think it's special because it's completely different from anything I've done ever in my life. It's I don't usually talk like clearly about a person. Well, in this case, it's pretty obvious. Talking about me. And I don't know, like I had this like vision of a song that sounds like angels are coming from the sky and the thousands of layers. It was also like particularly hard to write and to record because it had to be like 1,000 layers. It was a little crazy. So it's in this moment is the one I'm the most proud of. Also like I was worried about how it was gonna be live and we started rehearsing, it's great. So it's like in this moment is the one that makes people like but I like them all. Of course the singles I'm bored.
I guess my question is, as an artist, where do you find your inspiration? For example, during the moments when you're not deeply in love with someone, or you're not heartbroken, and you don't have this deep, controversial emotions, where would you find this subject and matter to write songs?
For me, like I have to give a time to inspiration. I cannot like write songs all year long because it's like too much for my system. So when I give it a time, it's not even like researching strong emotions because like I have a life of experiences that I can take from. Inspiration comes really from everything, from like conversations with your friends, and it doesn't even have to be like the deepest concept ever. Maybe somebody says, I like this drink, and you're like, oh, that's a song. Not because I like this drink as a song, but you're seeing something more in that sentence in that moment. Could be a commercial, could be a movie that you watch, could be like literally anything, and it's more being like in that state of mind for me that allows me to, it's like give myself the chance to use that amount of energy to have my brain take every information possible in that moment and absorb everything so that I can steal from an advertising or like a painting that I see or whatever. And then the other half of the year, I don't even want to think about it because it's like, it's overwhelming for the brain and also emotionally, because also when I tap in, there's a lot of songs where I might talk about something that happened in the past, and of course I don't feel the same today, but I can remember how I felt. And if I allow my brain to not just remember it, but kind of putting myself in a situation where I have to live it again so that I can write the song, I don't think it's very healthy to do it all year long. So I give it a try. We do the last two questions.
Shall I? Which song on the album has changed the least from the moment it was born in your head, and which song instead has evolved the most during the recording process and the production process?
Probably Tangerine is the one that changed the most because it was very different at the beginning, not the melody or anything, but like the production. While Solitude is written in like 1 hour and a half, recorded live.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's all one take.
Amazing.
It's like that really would change. Like it's hardly produced. There's like very few stuff, all live instruments.
You wrote the lyrics in 1 hour and a half.
Yeah.
The lot. Wow. In one go. Amazing.
Not
This-
alone, to be fair. No, it's a team job. It's a team job.
no, but still, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you're going out on your UK tour this September. You've sold out 2 nights at the Roundhouse, which is absolutely amazing. You must be so excited to perform these.
I'm very excited. Like the idea of having a world tour with my first record is, I think it's something pretty rare. So I brag about it.
As you should.
Okay, this was quick. Last one.
Damiano? Yeah. What was the breaking point that made you decide it was time for Damiano David to be born and shown to the world?
Hey, I had this. I had like this build up of sadness that was so slow that I didn't see it. Then I woke up one day and I was like, oh shit, like, this feels awful. What's the problem? Like, started thinking about what's the problem. I couldn't figure it out, and so it's the only thing that makes me figure out shit that I'm not able is writing lyrics, and I couldn't do it in another situation because I could not involve anyone else's feeling into this. It had to come from me because it was like my problem.
Yeah.
So it was up to me to deal with it, and I don't know. It really came all together. It was like it's now or never. I don't know. But now more happy things. We play music.